Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about API gateway. Today we have a quick video about API gateway. It's one of the most important parts of any distributed system, and it's used heavily in microservices architecture. So first, why we need API gateway? Let's just assume that we have a user here, and we have a microservice architecture that is connecting with this user. So for example, we don't have one server that hosts all the other services, but each service is represented by one server. For example, the user, or let's call the client, is connecting. It's wanna have, like, we have a post service, which it's deployed on the post server, and maybe we have a user service that maybe have the user info and stuff like that, or like relationship like friends and stuff. And maybe we have like a blob storage, for example. Maybe we have a thread service that is responsible for thread. Maybe we have other one which would be, let's add fourth one, like a comment service. And the microservice architecture, we basically, instead of having all these four services in the same server, we are providing each service to be in its own server to make sure that it's manageable and we can scale them easily. And right now we have a problem that we don't want the client to just try to access every one directly like that, because it will be quite hard for the client to try access all of them, and maybe the client doesn't know which service is available. And maybe we have also, let's say that we have distributed system. Let's say that if we have a distributed system, so maybe each can I make this like a low index? I don't know. So maybe we have some distributed system of each service, so we don't know the client which version could connect to. And as you can see, it's not easy to connect with specific service. So how we can solve this problem? And this is where the API gateway comes into place. So the API gateway, let's say API gateway, it acts as an intermediate between the client and the services, but it provides a lot of things. It provides a lot of things. So right now we have the client here, and the client will connect with the API gateway. And an API gateway is a server that acts as an API front end, receiving API request, enforcing throttling and security policies, passing requests to the backend services, passing on the response from the backend service to the requester, which is the client right now. And it acts as a reverse proxy to accept all application programming interfaces, API calls, aggregate the various services required to fulfill them into a single call to external service, and return the appropriation result. So the API gateway do actually a lot of different stuff. For example, first of all, the API gateway it's responsible for rate limiting. So for example, the user can't just do like tons of requests like forever. It's need to have a specific limit. Like for example, Twitter, you can't create I guess more than 200 tweet per minute. Because of this way we secure our services. Second thing, we do load balancing. So basically, the rate limiter here, it's the API gateway will distribute the incoming requests across services, and to make sure that each service is not overload with requests. The other thing, we'll do authentication. If we wanna do if we have any authenticated route or something like that, it will be authentication. Let's call it auth. If we do any authentication level, we do in the API gateway. If we wanna just have like a private route, something like that need to be authenticated, we do the authentication in the API gateway. Other thing we have it's provide also security, because as you can see here, the client it's not connecting directly with the services, or the service doesn't know anything about them. So we provide security. Other thing that we provide we have what was the last thing that we providing? The log. Okay, we have logging and monitoring. And basically here, logging and monitoring, like they provide the API gateways provide logging and monitoring capabilities to track the usage and the health of the APIs. This is essential for troubleshooting, performance monitoring, and secure auditing. Also, we have error handling. So API gateways can centralize error handling, providing a consistent way to handle errors and exceptions across your API ecosystem. This helps it in returning meaningful error responses to the client. Also, like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I guess that was basically it. We have two more things that API gateway use something called the dynamic routing, and this one also geographic routing. So to make sure that we are requesting, we're distributing requests across multiple regions. For example, if you are in Munich and you are in the website, for example, is USA or something like that, so the API gateway will distribute the request in the closer service to you. Also, it's important for us to put the API gateway services and just to distribute the API gateway servers across multiple locations to make sure that all users are using them and to benefit from this one. So this is all the things that the API gateway is responsible to do. And API gateways is one of the most crucial and one of the most important parts of any microservice distributed system. And that's it for today. It was a quick video, it was a high level video, and the home description is quite good. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will never miss a video, and see you in future problems.